Hello there. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. And now you know what I'm doing for this video. I'm about to make a bunch of weird noises that are used in bass singing and a little bit in beatboxing, although I'm not particularly good at those yet, but I'm practicing. So without further ado, let's get into the noises. Okay, so the first technique I'm going to go over is vocal fry. It's not that in depth. Most people have done vocal fry at some point in their life. It's basically just pure unsupported sound. It's like something like that. And a great example of this is whenever Tim Faust hits an E1 in Folsom Prison Blues. I hear that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. So that's a good example of it. So the next technique I'm going to be talking about is subharmonics. Now, you probably know by now that I love Geoff Castellucci. He is the king of subharmonics. So I'm going to attempt the very weird subharmonic thing that he does in Caden the Santa Claus. It doesn't sound as good as his because it's not as well audio engineered, but that's the gist of it. Okay. My next technique that I'm going over is growl. Again, Tim Faust is an amazing example of growl, but I can't do it like he does it. Okay, he's just too good. He has too much control. But basically it just sounds like Batman, but more controlled in singing. So that's my example of that. I guess one example is when Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand, you better pay attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you aren't shaking, there's something very wrong. You hear the boogie song. Aka Top 10 Disney Villains by Voice Play. This next thing, I don't know exactly what you would call it. I call it vocal closure, but that's not a very professional way to say it. It's basically just stitch voice, okay? Hello. 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 It's used in beatboxing a little bit, but I'll get to that later with vocal modulation, as I call it. Next, I'm going to talk about overtones. One great example is Avi Kaplan doing The Lion Sleeps Tonight with nothing more than changing the formants in his mouth. So like it sounds like I don't know if you can hear that. I'm not sure if the microphone will pick it up. But basically it makes it sound higher than it actually is. It's all the same note. So, on to vocal modulation, and then we're going to combine all of them. Vocal modulation is basically just forcing your vocal cords to stop vibrating for a second. Like this. Sounds better when I do it in my falsetto. And so now I'm going to combine them in a way that Barry Wom, or specifically MB14, the beatboxer group, did. Sounds pretty cool for the beat drop that they do. You should definitely go check that out. I'll try to remember to link in the description down below. Now on to drum sounds. The first one is the most simple, just the bass drum. The next one is the kick. You can also do an inward kick. There it is. There's snare, which different people do it differently. There's what's called a spit snare, I think. But then I have just, it's basically just an F following a bass drum. And then you have hi-hat, which is probably the simplest. And then you have cymbals, which is hi-hat, but with very controlled breath to control the dynamics. So like, or I enjoy doing. And then you have tongue clicks, which is basically like. Kind of sounds like a socket wrench, you know? And then you have tongue bass, which is like that, but it's more powerful. And both of these are very similar to OD bass, which is just. I'm not sure if I'm doing that right. OD bass is very difficult for me to pull off. So, but you should look up Dlow and look at his 30 different bass techniques. He does growl, or he calls it chest bass. And I'll link that in the description as well. Also, when you combine the tongue bass or tongue clicks or OD bass, or whatever you want to call it, with your voice, it actually makes a really good car sound, believe it or not. So that's something fun that you can do with that. Next, we have lip trumpet. Now, there are two different ways to do it. One is to have your mouth in a very similar position to like whistling. Or you can do it by doing it out of the side of your mouth like I do. Now, the secret there is just put your lips close together and then let barely enough space between them for your vocal cords to like actually make sound, and then pushing it through the lips. At least that's how it works for me. Also, with the trumpet, you can do the tongue clicks to make like a little vibrato. So that's fun. Next is inward bass, which is basically what it sounds like. It's vocal fry combined with ingressive phonation. It's a fancy way to say that. Low, 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 low. I think the second one is actually more like the correct way to do it. But for people who don't know how to do it super well, that's how you do it. And finally, we have pure pain throat singing. It's basically just applying the same amount of force that you do for growl, but actually having sound behind it. It's really, it hurts the first several times that you do it. Like, you can't do it for long without messing up your vocal cords, I don't think. But if you can work up to it, then that's great. Now, I'll create my own routine, which I have not rehearsed this much at all, but I'm going to do my own beatboxing routine, okay? Do 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 do. that wasn't as chaotic as it felt. Definitely need to work on my arranging, but that was a lot of fun. And hey, what better occasion to do that than 100 subscribers? But seriously, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I guess I need to set my next goal to be 200 by the end of the year. Is that pushing it? I don't know. But thank you for watching. Please like the video if you liked it, or dislike it if you disliked it. Subscribe for more music and videos. Comment down below if you have any suggestions as to content or production or really anything else. And that, I don't think I have anything else to say. Thank you again so much. Like, seriously. Something else. Please join my Discord server. Link will be in the description and at the end of the video. And with that, I got nothing else to say. This has been StormCrow flying back to the storm of life. See you guys later.